Hello, my name is Davina Stewart, and this is my SIOP demonstration video. The SIOP strategy that I'm going to be using today, that I'm going to be teaching about today, is going to be the strategy called Four Corner Vocabulary, and the strategy fits under the Building Background Knowledge principle. I would be choosing to teach this strategy to third grade, or to use the strategy with third grade rather, because this is the grade level where I feel that they most begin to focus on words and their definitions. So I feel like this strategy would be very useful in this time. And I also chose a strategy that is in the language arts area because this is an area where students may need the most assistance because they're also going to be learning English. So as I'm beginning this activity, I would begin by giving all of the students an index card so that they could first write their name, and I can begin to give them the instructions that they're going to need. And I would choose to give them the materials and have them work on the assignment as I'm modeling it for them, rather than to give them the instructions and then have them work afterwards, because I feel that it would be a lot easier for them to see what they're doing if they're having trouble understanding the instructions that are being given in English. And them being shown the instructions as they're working on it and as I am teaching it would just give them a better idea of what they're supposed to do. So I would give them all an index card, tell them to write their names, and I would begin by telling them to draw lines splitting their index cards into four. And I would be using a document camera. So since I would be using the document camera, as I'm giving the instructions, I would be showing the students on the camera what they're going to be doing. So I would tell them to split their index cards into four, and I would tell them to write words. I would tell them to draw a box that says word, and this is where the actual word is going to be written. I would tell them to draw a box that has definition, where they would write the definition. In one of the boxes, I would tell them to write the word sentence, that this is the place that they're going to be writing their sentence, and they would write picture in one of the boxes so that they know this is where they're going to be drawing their pictures. And here is an example of what a finished card would look like, but I would be building the cards with the students as they are, as I'm giving them the instructions. So after telling them to write the different words here that split the boxes, I would motion over to the board where I'm going to be having their spelling words listed for them, and these could be words that may come from their textbooks. These could be words that we are working with. I'm working with all of the third grade within the school on, but these would just be a list of spelling words that they're supposed to be defining and learning the definition of. And I would motion over here and I would use one of the words that are listed already to model to the students what they're going to be doing. So here on my example, I used the word caterpillar. So I would begin by writing the word caterpillar. I would show this to them on the board so that they know what they're supposed to be doing and they know what box they're supposed to be writing it in. And then I would tell them to find the definition, and I could tell them that they could use their textbooks to find the definition, or they could have, dictionaries provided for them that they could use to find the definitions for the word. But this would be a time where I would allow the students to work with a partner to find, they could work with a partner to find the definition, or they could work on their own if they have their own dictionary to find the definition. And once they found the definition and they've written it down, I would also be doing the same on the board for them. I would be writing down the definition. And after the definition is written, we would move on to the sentence box, where for this box here, I would actually ask the students how they would use the words caterpillar in a sentence rather than me just telling them that. So I would ask the students, so how would I use the word caterpillar within a sentence? And I would listen to their ideas and their examples so that if there are some ideas that are incorrect, I could say, I like that you gave that idea, but the correct way to say it might be this rather than this how it was just used, so that the ELL students may be able to have an opportunity to hear the word used in a sentence the correct way or versus the incorrect way, or hearing what the correct way to use it would be versus what the incorrect version or the incorrect use of it would be. And I would go around listening to different sentences, and ultimately I would choose one of the sentences to write on my index card here, and I would show it to them. And after they finish writing their sentence, I will have them draw a picture, and I want them to actually color the picture as well. I want them to spend a lot of time coloring their picture, because I feel like having the visual representation would probably be one of the things that they would remember the most when it comes to the definition and when it comes to the meaning of the word. So I would want them to spend some time drawing a nice picture and spend some time coloring the picture as well. And having the picture here, having the picture drawn here would also help them to connect the word itself back to some of the previous knowledge that they may know about the word or about the object. So drawing a picture of a caterpillar may allow them to remember, okay, I know what a caterpillar is. So they can connect it back to what they may, or how they may say it in their first language, and they could use it in this fashion. And yes, so this is my example that I have given. This is how I would teach it, and after I finished giving the model, I would have after I finished giving the instructions and modeling to the students what they're going to be doing, I would have my example listed up on a document camera for the students to see, and they could look back to it as a reference of what they're going to be doing. And after that, they would be able to work on their own, work at their own pace on it, and complete the cards that they need for their spelling words. So this is my SIOP demonstration video and my example of four-corner vocabulary. Thank you.